Dear students, good morning to all of you. And today we are going to discuss about seed. Seed as general overview, as you can see in the slide. So we will discuss on the points. The outline of this lecture is introduction, definition of seed, seed and grain, types of seed, significance of quality seed, characteristics of quality seed, and classes of seed. So we will discuss almost on 6 chapters during the period. So I am taking you into the living world. Dear student, as you know, the living world has been categorized into different kingdoms by different scientists. For the first time, a great scientist, Linnaeus, divided whole the plant kingdom, whole the living kingdom into 2 categories. That was the plant and animal, but it has some limitations. Due to these limitations, further this was classified by Copeland in 1956 into 4 kingdom of classification. That was the Monera, Protista, Plantae, Animalia. Why I am discussing this classification of the living world? Because our topic, today's topic is related to the kingdom Plantae. But further in 1969, there was a scientist, Whittaker, who had classified all the living world into the 5 kingdom system. But we will concentrate ourselves into the Copeland classification, which was given into 1956. So according to the Copeland, all the living world was divided into the 4 categories: Monera, Protista, Plantae, and Animalia. Under the Monera, organism with the prokaryotic cells comes under this category, and the organism which possesses the eukaryotic cells comes under the Protista. The multicellular organism with the photosynthetic mechanism, which is a form of nutrition, assimilation of nutrition by the plants, all such type of organism has been placed under the kingdom Plantae. Under the Animalia, the multicellular organism with a complex structure and function have been placed. So, the plant kingdom again has been divided into 2 categories: Cryptogam and Phanerogams. These cryptogams, crypto, the word it is derived from the Greek language. Cryptos means conceive and gammas means marriage. Actually, the plants are flowerless and seedless, and they are produced by spore. The union of spore is take place in the concealed system. That's why they are called the cryptogamous plant. The second category is the Phanerogams. The plant which bears flower and produces seed comes under the category of cryptogams. And there are 3 subcategories of cryptogams, that are the Thylophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. We will not concentrate on these. So, Phanerogams, we will concentrate on the Phanerogams. Phanerogams again has been categorized into 2 categories: gymnosperm and angiosperms. Actually, gymnosperms are the naked seeded plants. What does mean the naked seeded plants? Means the ovule is not enclosed in a ovary wall and they produce a very simple flower and there is no accessory holes. The megasporophyll has not been differentiated into the ovary, style and stigma. So ovules are directly pollinated by the pollinators. The best example of these categories are the spine, spruce and fig. The next one is angiosperms. Actually, our lecture is concerned with the angiosperms today. Actually, in this category, ovules are enclosed in ovary wall, while in case of gymnosperm, the ovules is not enclosed by the ovary wall. The flower bear very conspicuous accessory holes. That is the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. There are 4 holes in the flowers, but the accessory holes are the calyx, corolla and epicalyx. So megasporophyll is differentiated into the ovary, style and stigma, which is the reproductive organs of the plant. The pollen grains is produced in the anthers, which transfer to the stigma, lodged on the stigma. After the fertilization, seed is produced. The examples of angiosperms are the cereals, millet, pulses and many of the prey species. So, again, this angiosperms is divided into 2 categories. They are monocotyledons and dicotyledons. We will discuss detail on monocotyledon and dicotyledon in the slide ahead. So, we are coming to the seed. What is seed? Seed, which is a basis of agriculture. Seed is a pocket of energy, some of which is in the form of information, and all of the information required for germination, growth, morphogenesis and procreation of the species is contained within this highly ordered structure. Seed has been defined in many ways by different scientists. For the first time, Crocker and Barton in 1961 defined seed as seed is a ripened ovule containing of an embryo and its seed coat. But if we look botanically, the seed is a ripened ovule having the living embryo and food storage organs and surrounded by seed. But if we look structurally, the seed may be defined structurally as seed is a restricted embryo which is surrounded by a covering. Covering is known as seed coat. In case of maize, it is a pericarp, and it has endosperm or cotyledons or both may be there. Functionally, seed is defined as seed is a device for reproduction, increase, preservation and dispersion of the plant species. But we can realize all these definitions are very restricted. What may be the definition of seed in broader sense? Because in some plant species we use some part of the plants for its recurring increase. for its propagation. But in some plant species, in other plant species, we use the botanical seed for its propagation. So, all the definition may be put together to form a broader sense of definition, that is the any parts of the plant which are used for propagation of the crop species is called seed. What does mean any parts of the plant? It may be the leaves of the plant, it may be the stem of the plants, it may be the root of the plant. Means any part of the plant which is being used for the propagation of the crop species may be defined as seed. So what is seed technology? Basically you are a student of the seed technology, so you should know the definition of seed technology. Actually, seed technology is a interdisciplinary science. You can say multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary science, which encompasses a broader range of subjects. It deals with the techniques of seed production, seed processing, seed testing and storage, seed certification, seed marketing and distribution, and related research on above aspects. Broader range of subject means so many subjects are involved in the seed science and technology. There is a seed physiology, there is a seed entomology, there is a seed pathology, there is a seed economics, there is a seed extension, and so many subjects are involved. Genetics and plant meetings are already there. So that's why it is called that it encompasses a broader range of subjects. So, how the seed is produced? Actually, the seed is the result of well-planned program. Seed is a result of well-planned program. Why it is a well-planned program? Because before the production of the seed, one should make a planning, well-proved planning. There is a site selection, planning of site selection, planning of making seed available for the sowing, planning of registration of the seed production program with the seed certification agency, so that you can have a quality seed. So there is a lot of planning required in quality seed production. And seed is the result of sound scientific knowledge and organized effort. Sound scientific knowledge means it is not a simply crop production. Seed production requires a technical input, technical knowledge, sound scientific knowledge, knowledge on seed production, knowledge on crop husbandry, knowledge of plant protection, knowledge of crop harvesting, so that you can put all the technical knowledge into the production of quality seeds. And it is an organized effort. It is not the efforts of a single agency. It is an effort of multi-agency. Because if you are producing quality seed, so there is a need to register with the seed certification program. It means apart from you, the seed certification agency is involved here. The seed certification agency repeatedly visit your field to check the quality standard, whether the production plan is being handled as per the prescribed standard or not. So that's why this is the organized effort. The pedigree of quality seed production is ensured, means whether you are producing the breeder seed, or you are producing the foundation seed, or you are producing the certified seed, or you are producing the TFL seed, it is known. So So the pedigree is ensured. The efforts are made to maintain the purity. What efforts are made to maintain the purity during the production cycle? You know, during the production cycle, there is a presence of other crop plants, there is a presence of half-type plants, there is a presence of noxious weeds. Some disease plants may be there at a particular stage of crop production, seed production. So, all those undesirable plants has to be removed from the field to make it pure, to maintain the genetic purity, to maintain the physical purity, to maintain the health quality of the seeds. So, every effort is made to remove all such undesirable plants from the field so that one can produce quality seeds. After the production of the quality seed, the seed is harvested and sent to the seed processing plant, where the seed lot is scientifically processed. It passes on through the machines, grading machines, to have a graded seed lot. So after the grading, they are treated, they are properly bagged, seed after bagging, it is properly sealed and labeled. Before the bagging of the seed, we have to ensure the qualities, and we have to test the planting quality of the seed. The planting, which planting quality of the seed? Seed is tested for its germination, seed is tested for its physical purity. In some cases, it is tested for the genetic purity also, and seed is tested for the health quality also. So, there is the involvement of seed certification agency in case of quality seed production. So, what is the differentiation between the seed and grain? One can ask, sir, whether the seed and grain are same or it is different in each one. So, here some point has been given that in case of seed, seed is always alive. When we are talking about the seed, it should be alive. Aliveness means there should be the living entity in the seeds. And in case of grain, it may or may not be. The seed has sufficient vigor. Vigor means the stamina of the seed which favors the stand establishment in the field condition under suboptimal condition. So, seed has sufficient vigor to survive under the suboptimal condition. But in case of grain, vigor may not be present. The pedigree of seed is ensured. I talked to you that pedigree is ensured in the case of quality seed production. But the pedigree of the grain is not ensured. It is not necessary to maintain the pedigree of the grain, which is to be produced by the farmers. The seed confirms the provision of Seed Act and seed rules. Actually, there are certain provisions which is initiated under the Seed Act and seed rules. All those provisions should qualify by the quality seeds. It should confirm by the quality seeds. And in case of grain, conformity of Seed Act and seed rules not required. The seed quality purity is maintained. Yes, the quality of the seed, the purity of the seed, whether this is the genetic purity, whether this is the physical purity, whether this is the health purity, or it is the physiological purity, all kind of purity has to be maintained in case of seed quality. But in the grain, seed quality has no concern. The optimum temperature and RH is essential to maintain its longevity and viability. Actually, what happened after harvesting of the seed from the field, the seed lot is sent to the seed certification. It is sent to the seed processing plant for its grading. And after the grading and after the qualifying all norms initiated under the Seed Act for the quality seeds, they are properly bagged and sealed and tagged. So, such produced seed is not immediately used for the planting. They has to be stored for the next season, up to the next season, until the next season, so that we can make available seed at the time of sowing in the next season. So, seeds should be stored in such a place that has an optimum temperature and relative humidity, so that its longevity and viability can be maintained until the next planting season. But maintenance of viability is not vital, it is not required in the case of grain. The seed may be used as food grain if not treated with poisonous chemicals, but and should not and cannot be used as. The grain should not be used as a seed. Now come to the category of seed. Actually, the seed on the basis of its storage area has been categorized into two categories, that is the orthodox and recalcitrant seeds. The orthodox seed is fully desiccation tolerant and it can be dried to a very low moisture content without loss of viability. They can also be stored easily at low temperature for several years. The examples are like cereal, millets, oil seeds and many other vegetable crop seeds. The recalcitrant seeds do not withstand the drying to low moisture content without loss of viability. It means if you dry the recalcitrants to low moisture content, the viability will be lost. So, they are very short and therefore difficult to store. Therefore, it is very difficult to store. The seeds of tea or the plantation crops, not only tea, rubber, jolans, etc. comes under this category. On the basis of presence of cotyledons, the seed has been divided in two categories, monocotyledon seed and dicotyledon seed. The best example of dicotyledon seed is shown here. The bean seed, the chickpea seed, the castor seed, and the examples of the monocotyledon means monocotyledon, they are having the single cotyledon, and in case of dicotyledon seed is having the two cotyledons. So monocotyledon, the example is onion, the wheat, mean cereal, millets are cereal, millets comes under this category. So, if there is a presence of endosperms and cotyledon both in the seeds, on that basis, the seed may be categorized into the four categories. The first category is the dicotyledon non-endospermic seed. The most of the pulses, cooker wheats, mustard, sesame, etc. comes under this category. Dicotyledon non-endospermic seed means the seed, such seeds having the two cotyledons, but there is no endosperm. And dicotyledon endospermic seeds means the seed having two cotyledon as well as endosperm. The best example of these categories of seeds are the castor, cotton, coffee, papaya, lettuce, jute, black pepper, fenugreek, sunflower, safflower, maize, and some of whole family, Ammoniaceae, Magnoliaceae, Pepperaceae, etc. The monocotyledon endospermic seeds are cereals, millets, coconuts, and onion, while monocotyledon non-endospermic where endosperm is not present. The best example is the Erisma plantado, Pethas, Lalisneria, etc. So there are some facts about the seed you should know, my dear student, that seed habit is developed in plant about 400 to 300 multiply 10 raised to power 6 years ago, and seed came into this world approximately 150 million years ago. There is a much variability on the earth planet of the seed plants. 3 lakh, more than 3 lakh plant species, number of species of seed plants are on the planet. The smallest seed has been reported in case of smallest and lightest both has been reported in case of orchid, measuring 0.2 mm in size and 0.00002 gram in weight. The largest and heaviest seed has been reported in case of the coconut. The size of the seed is 300 mm. This is the diameter, and the weight of the seed is 27,000 gram, means it is up to the 27 kilogram. The weight of the seed is up to the 27 kilogram. It's very amazing. So, you know, in every plant species, for the development of the seed, it takes certain time. So, the time for taking development of seed varies from species to species. So, the least time is taken by the chicken for the seed development. It takes only half an hour. While the maximum time for the seed development is taken by the seed form, it takes 7 years for full development of the seed. Likewise, the viability longevity is also varied from species to species. What does mean longevity? Means how long seed is alive, how long seed may survive. So it's vary from species to species. In case of Soria, the very least